What were they thinking?
What the hell were they thinking?
What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
What the f were they thinking?
So yeah, I just got done with the Nintendo Switch Direct. It was pretty alright. I was more surprised at the fact that there was no prices for anything. Also, they didn't show that many core Nintendo titles. It was primarily third party. Like, we were only showing like maybe 4 to 5 standalone Switch games, which is concerning. And another thing they didn't show either was how much were the prices on those upgrade kits for those games. Like, are they 10? Are they 20 or $30? Like, we don't know. That's up in the air. But as I did some research, I discovered that these games or not these games, but the console is $400 standalone to $500 with Mario Kart, which is a lot. I thought it would have been like maybe $50 cheaper than what is listed. The 500 with Mario Kart's okay, but it's still a lot. And then we go down to digital games costing $80 and some physical games costing up to $90, which doesn't make any sense because the physical games, at least from what I've seen so far, are just going to be digital download codes. Basically, you shove the code in there and it's a license that gives you the right to download the game from their servers. So you're spending extra money for just some plastic. It's just ridiculous, you know. It is ridiculous, and it just really feels like Nintendo's trying to start the new standard for AAA games. Even though we live in a market where a lot of AAA games are barely worth $60, let alone $70, $80, $90 to maybe $100 with taxes. And all over the world, the prices are ridiculous for gaming. And the funny thing about it, they're also alienating their core fan base, which is families. You know, grandma's gonna go to Walmart one day and see that Mario Kart is $90 to $100. So it's just like, bruh, you know. And like with a game like GTA 6 being rumored to cost $100, it might cost $100 at this point. But with all these companies are forgetting is that people are willing to spend $100 on GTA 6 because it's a generational title. We already know how much content is going to be in there. Even though no matter how much content they shove in there, I think it still should be worth $70, and that should be it. Like, I could never see spending more than $70, but that's just me on a game. Even $60's pushing it a lot of the time for me. That's why I normally play a lot of indie games, especially on the channel. You may notice too. But yeah, this is ridiculous, you know. And then before you sit up here and say, oh, but in the 90s, my guy, broskis and brohams and people of all types, games back in the day in the 90s used to cost more, yes, in some cases. But those games that costed more than $60 also came with extra things like extra manuals, strategy guides. Some came with little toys, SD cards. They came with little gimmicks. They came with extra stuff that added value to those games. Some even came with extra controllers. Like, so don't sit up here and be like, oh, well, you see, inflation. Come on. Come on. You guys are being silly. It's an unregulated market. Everything's going to go up and up and up and up and up, except for everybody's wages, and that's just how it is right now. So sooner or later, even gaming is going to be a high-end luxury with how expensive everything is. I just really hope it doesn't come that way. But yeah, I know this is a different type of video, so I might not get these too often, but this is why I say vote with your wallet, people. Even though we know that's not going to happen. We know a lot of the fan base of Nintendo products are going to buy all these games off the shelves. It's going to break records, so we already know how it's going to be. Sadly, us gamers, we don't have the majority on our side. One day we will, though. One day. These are just the base game prices, and you know there's going to be DLC. You know there's going to be an expansion. There's going to be a season pass. There's going to be microtransactions, especially in not even just Switch games, but in normal games. So we know the monetization is still going to be through the roof. One day, we're gonna have a $100 standard edition game, with digital being like a digital deluxe being like 120, 130, and a collector's being like 150, $200. That's why I say vote your wallet, people. It works. Voting with your wallet works 98% of the time. When the CEOs, when the shareholders, when they start seeing that number go down, that stock value go down, then they start paying attention. We got NFTs, we got crypto out of a lot of our games and stuff now. Heck, we got loot boxes out, but now we got gacha. So we just need to keep pushing against these practices, and we will see change, people. We just got to work together on a lot of these things to get this stuff resolved. We really do. So another thing as well is that you may figure out too is that Nintendo never lowers their prices at all on games. So like you could literally go, let's say Walmart still sold Wii games or something, right? You could still go in there and get Smash Brothers for probably $60. So a lot of these games being $80, $90 to $100, they're gonna stay those prices. Meanwhile, if you're on a platform like Steam, a lot of these games may be $70 at launch, but give it like 6 months and it normally goes on sale for like maybe $50, $40. Like, it normally doesn't take that long. So that's another issue as well. It just sucks so bad too, because those Nintendo games look pretty dang amazing. Like, I could see myself playing those games, you know. But yeah, if you guys like this episode, leave a like and a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe today, come on my Wizard. I shall see you guys in another video. Bye guys, have a good time.